The Sith have lied to you about the nature of mindfulness. The Sith are emissaries of the path of Yang. The Sith, and anyone like a Sith, thinks that being rigid, fearful, controlling, elitist, cryptic, competitive, and cruel is groovy. Is it any wonder they have lied to us by equating mindfulness with concentration? How does concentration work? When we are concentrating, we choose upon what to focus, and everything else can fuck all the way off to the top of Fuck Off Mountain. According to fMRI studies, that's functional magnetic resonance imaging studies to everyday folks like you and I, our efforts to concentrate light up our amygdala. The seat of aggression and fear dwelling in the dungeon of our brain. But I don't want to live from my amygdala. I don't want to live from the seat of fear and aggression. How about you? I want to live from the seat of empathy. I want to live from the anterior cingulate gyrus, a couple of inches behind my forehead. But if wishes were fishes, we'd all swim away. Wishing ain't gonna get her done. Fortunately, evolution's got our back. For every time we inhale, whether we mean to or not, we access our sympathetic nervous system, which is ensconced within the thoracic region of our spinal cord. That's the bit that corresponds to our rib cage. It has evolved to support, it has not evolved to support active concentration. Au contraire, for concentration undermines survival. Let us step into the time machine of the mind and watch. Let me make sure that the sound is on, or I'll already feel like a horse's ass. Okay, good. And watch our distant ancestors descend to the trees and trepidatiously explore the savannah. One is perceptually lost in the splendor of a ladybug. The other is a twitchy bastard whose awareness dances from sights to sounds to sensations to flavors to scents. It is only the latter of the two who is perceptual enough to be alerted to the approach of the predator. The former, it would seem, is destined to be lunch. We are the descendants of those who have evolved to notice vulnerably, passively, viscerally, and randomly. Whatever sights, sounds, sensations, flavors, scents, emotions, intentions, thoughts, memories, and imaginings cartwheel across the stage of our mind. What then are we to do with that which we notice? What are we to do with all this stuff? Fortunately, every time we exhale, whether we know it or not, we access our parasympathetic nervous system. It's ensconced within both the lower lumbar region as well as the tippy top of the cervical region of that same spinal cord. It has evolved to help us to physically relax and mentally release. So the great irony is, despite the computing power of the 3-pound supercomputer between our ears, its job in meditation is to stand to the side and let the two facets of our autonomic nervous system do the heavy lifting. I look forward to chanting and meditating with you after approximately 30 seconds of housekeeping. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. I spent more than 30 years studying, practicing, mastering, and reverse engineering the teachings of each sect of Buddhism so that you wouldn't have to. 8 hours a day, every day. Welcome to Meditate. Oopsie, let's try this again. Welcome to Meditate Like a Jedi, which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. We're going to begin by exercising the neural pathways responsible for the second, first, and sixth for right aspiration, right view, and right zeal's second, first, and sixth folds of the Buddha's eightfold path. We're not actually going to use words to pray to real or imagined entities, but we are going to use words to exercise our intention. The empathetic intention, also known as bodhicitta, and the enthusiastic intention, sometimes described as taking refuge. We're going to use two sets of wording. The first is rather literal, and we're setting it to a triplet chant together. May I liberate all beings from the tyranny of hating, craving, and clinging by relying on the Buddha's example, instructions, and students. And now we're going to take the same ideas. And by the way, we're going to take this moment to notice these three nouns. They have been so useful over the centuries that they earned the metaphoric nickname of the three wish-fulfilling jewels, not unlike Aladdin's lamp. For this second recitation, we're going to play with the exact same ideas, but we're going to do so in a manner that is more concise and more figurative. And we're going to set them to a bookend chant, which is my go-to chant, together. May I liberate all beings by relying on the three jewels. May I liberate all beings by relying on the three jewels. May I liberate all beings by relying on the three jewels. As children, the first bicycle we received most likely came with training wheels. And although they were clunky, they got the job done. Similarly, this morning, we're going to begin with two clunky exercises. During each inhalation, we could silently and mentally recite the 12-syllable phrase, perceiving this very turbulent play of mind. And during each exhalation, we could also recite another 12-syllable phrase, relaxing into mind's non-graspable nature. Additionally, to make things extra interesting, during each inhalation, do your best to generate a vertical traction between your head and your tuchus. During each exhalation, feel free to relax as best you can. Now let us begin chanting the sadhana version of the Song of Enlightenment, composed in the 6th century by Yong Jia Xuan Jue, translated into English by Red Pine, adapted and amplified by yours truly. Together. Do you not see idle followers of the way, not studying, not busy, not getting rid of delusions, not looking for the truth? The true nature of their ignorance is the Buddha nature. Their illusory empty bodies is the Dharma body. The Dharma body they realize does not include a thing. Their original nature is the primordial Buddha. The 5 skandhas are... One moment. Okay, let's take it from the top. It is as if the 5 skandhas were but clouds floating aimless in the sky. The 3 poisons are like mere bubbles appearing then gone. Seeing what is real but not persons or things, they instantly quench the fires of hell. Meanwhile, those who deceive others with lies spend kalpas having their tongues torn out. From the top. Meanwhile, those who deceive others with lies denigrating Buddha's quick path spend kalpas having their tongues torn out. Instant understanding is Tathagata meditation. Every practice and perfection is present in your body. This expansive existence is real and a dream. Once you're awake, the whole universe is gone. No punishments or blessings, nothing lost or gained. As for the heart of Nirvana, do not ask for directions. Regarding that unpolished, discovered mirror, it is time you took a closer look. Oh, this is challenging. Okay, here we go. Regarding that unpublished ask of a mirror, it is time you took a closer look. Who has no thoughts, who is not born? What is truly not born is not born. Ask a mechanical man made of wood, how is that quest for Buddhahood coming? Ask a tailor's mannequin made of wood, how is that quest for Buddhahood coming? Now let us remove the first of two metaphoric training wheels, reducing our contemplative exercises from 12 syllables per breath down to just 3. We could, if we were fancy, we could refer to this as sati, pasadis, mindfulness and meditation, the 6th and 8th folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. During our perceptive inhalation, we could silently and mentally recite, notice this. During our releasing exhalation, we could silently and mentally recite, relaxing. This latest iteration of the text should be available for free download within a handful of hours. The links you need for my free downloads are found on my this channel's homepage. I think under the About section. Together. Let go your grip on the material world. In the heart of Nirvana, eat and drink your fill. So our in-breath can be likened to our samsaric pursuit of pleasure and recoiling from pain. As we exhale, that is a wonderful metaphor for the nirvanic attitude of basically being receptive to whatever comes our way, pleasurable or painful, interesting or boring, glorious or grotesque. Practices are ephemeral, everything is empty. This is the perfect enlightenment of the Buddhas. All right, from the top. Practices are ephemeral, everything experienced during or relaxing exhalation could feel as if it is empty. This is the path of the perfect enlightenment of the Buddhas. Speaking with conviction is a sign of a true monk. Those unable to indulge in asking questions. Severing roots is what marks a Buddha. Picking through leaves and twigs is not for me. People do not notice the jewel among jewels, waiting for them in the Tathagata Garba. Its sixfold power is neither empty nor not. Its perfect light neither visible nor not. Purify the five roots and acquire the five abilities. Only then will you know what cannot be measured. An image in a mirror is not hard to see, but try to grab the moon in the water. There is a huge difference between perception and non-graspability. Or in other words, Every time we relax into our exhalations, whatever we perceive during our inhalation could feel as if it was as non-graspable as the reflection of the moon in a still basin of water. Setting out alone, walking alone, those who arrive take the Nirvana road. Their appearance ancient, their manner detached, ragged and gaunt, they are not noticed. Disciples without means they are called poor, poor in possessions but not in freedom. Being poor, of course, they wear him. The practice is treasuring the jewel within. Let us now remove the second of two metaphoric training wheels, reducing our contemplative exercise from 3 syllables per breath down to just 1. And if we're fancy, we could refer to this as dhyana's, mindfulness and meditation, the 7th and 8th folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. During our perceptive inhalation, we could silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this. And during our releasing exhalation, we could silently and mentally recite the monosyllabic verb ease, which functions as a synonym of relax. This process will with inexhaustible uses. It never withholds its help or response. This process rule of noticing and releasing with inexhaustible uses. It never withholds its help or response. The 3 bodies and 4 insights are present within. The 8 freedoms and 6 powers unlock the mind. Gifted people grasp at all concerning the way at once. Lesser mindset but are not enthusiastic. Thinking about changing their clothes, they claim they are making progress. Let people mock and others speak ill of you. Let them tire themselves out trying to burn the sky. Hearing the words is like tasting sweet dew. I swallow and suddenly enter the inconceivable. In hateful words I see a chance for merit. They have become my closest advisors. Not letting ridicule make enemies of friends. I show the power of accepting that nothing is born. I know the words and know their source, but know the words and know their source. Do not over-focus on the emptiness of wisdom's light of perception and cessation. This is not something I alone have learned. Countless Buddhas have realized this too. If you've just joined this live stream, welcome aboard. The moment you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting, Buddhist meditation, Buddhist philosophy, or their application, simply type your question in great detail in the chat window. The lion rose and speaks without fear. Lesser beasts hear and cower in fright. Wild elephants seize their rampaging ways. Sky dragons listen in silent rapture. Now that we've reached cruising altitude, together as a team, let us meditate as profoundly as Qui-Gon Jinn on Naboo. While we practice the Great Seals, mindfulness, and meditation, the 7th and 8th folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. I traveled great rivers, crossed mountains and streams, seeking teachers and masters to better understand meditation. Ever since taking the Cow River Road, I have discovered life and death have no hold on me. Walking is meditation, sitting is meditation, speaking or silent, moving or still I am at peace. Even at night point I remain unmoved, even poisons cannot affect me. Before my teacher, the Buddha Madipankara, he spent kalpas as Kshanti the ascetic. How many births, how many deaths, birth and death go on without end. Since suddenly I realize that nothing is born, I treat fame and shame the same. So, birthlessness is simply a metaphor for what it feels like when we relax into our exhalation. Allow me to elaborate. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever we noticed during our previous inhalation can now feel as if it was as non-graspable as if it had never been born. I moved to a mountain and found a quiet place, deep and secluded beneath tall pines. And outside a monk enjoying sitting still, settled at last I am truly at peace. Those who already do not engage in giving gifts. In a world of conditioned things, however, it is different. Giving also good rebirth one is still attached to form. You may as well shoot an arrow into the sky. Its momentum spent an arrow falls back to earth, resulting in another disappointing life. Unlike the door to the real and unconditioned, once you step through, you are in the Buddha realm. Unlike inhalations, awareness and exhalations release the door to the real and unconditioned. Once you step through, you are in the Buddha's realm. Now let us practice Sutra Mahamudra. Ignore the twigs and look for the root, that you love the moon in pure aquamarine. Once you grab this wish-fulfilling pearl, it's up to you and others never ends. Once you grasp this whisper-feeling pool of inhalations, awareness, and exhalations release. It's up to you and others never ends. Moon on the river, wind in the pines. Why is the sky so clear all night? The pearl of the Buddha, nature precepts marks the mind. Mist and clouds shroud the body. From the top, the pull of the moon and nature precepts of inhalations, awareness, and exhalations release. Mark the mind, mist and cloud shroud the body. My greedy dragon subduing bull and my hateful tiger calming staff, with his cheerings echoing on the trail. It is not for pointing out the mundane, but for pointing out the tracks left by the Tathagata's precious staff. Do not search for the truth and do not... It is not for pointing out the mundane, but for pointing out the tracks left by the Tathagata's precious stuff of non-violence. Do not search for the truth and do not dismiss delusion. Realize both are empty and have no form. No form but neither empty nor not empty. That is the Tathagata's real form. Nothing obstructs the mirror of the mind, illuminating a universe of countless realms, where millions of images appear, neither inside nor outside the perfect light. Saying everything is empty, they dismiss the laws of karma. Such recklessness is sure to bring misfortune. Renouncing existence for emptiness is the same as jumping into a fire to escape a flood. Now let us practice Chan's mindfulness and meditation. Letting delusions go and grasping the truth. The letting go grasping mind is a master of disguise. Students unaware take this for the practice, mistake a thief for the child. Reducing your Dharma wealth or cancelling your merit invariably results from discriminations of the mind. That is why in meditation we set the mind aside. We use the power instead of accepting that nothing is born. So accepting that nothing is born is not a commentary on faith, but a commentary on meditative experience, a commentary on the yoga of noticing in harmony with our inhalation and releasing in harmony with our exhalation. That and nothing more. If you've just tuned in, welcome. Welcome aboard. The moment you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting, Buddhist meditation, Buddhist philosophy, or how to apply them, simply type your question in great detail in the chat window. The great Bodhisattva Manjushri holding the figurative sword of wisdom, with his wisdom prajna blade in its indestructible diamond of Vajra flames. Not only did he cut through the mud of heretics, he presented martyrs' brazen ways. He shook his Dharma thunder and beat his Dharma drum. He spread clouds of compassion and showers of sweet dew. The trampling of elephants covered the world with moisture. Whatever the path or lineage, everyone woke up. This is important. We must defy the elitism of sectarianism. Himalayan butter with nothing added. It alone produces my favorite ghee. Naturally occurring Himalayan butter with nothing added. It alone produces my favorite ghee. The nature that pervades all nature. The Dharma that includes all dharmas. A single moon is reflected in every drop of water. Within every water drop is held a single moon. Every Buddha's Dharma body is my nature. My nature is one with every Tathagata. Now let us practice Proto-Zen. At every stage, all stages are present, but not in form or mind and not in what you do. Snap your fingers and countless Dharma doors appear. 3 kalpas go by in an instant. As for all statements, make no statements. That means nothing to this enlightened nature of mine. It cannot be slandered and it cannot be praised. Like space, it has no boundaries. It is never not present and always clear, but look and you cannot see it. You cannot grab it, and you cannot let it go. When you cannot find it, that is when you will find it. It speaks when it is silent when it speaks. When the gate of gifts open, nothing stands in its way. People ask what is the source of my understanding. I tell them it is the Buddha's power of great wisdom. People ask what is the source of my understanding. I tell them the power of the great wisdom that comes from inhalations, awareness, and exhalations, release. If it is right or wrong, nobody knows. If it makes sense or not, the gods cannot tell. I have been practicing this for kalpas, and not just to make people confused. Flying the Dharma flag, announcing the school's doctrine. Clearly the Buddha's teaching is at Shaoxi. Kashyapa was the first to transmit the lamp, the first of 28 generations in the West. The Dharma traveled east and reached this land. Bodhidharma was our first patriarch, the first to wear the robe and spread the word. Those who understood later are countless. Now let us practice great coalescence. The great coalescence of mindfulness and meditation, the seventh and eighth folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. We do not define the truth. Illusions are already empty. We define what is and what is not, but we do not empty emptiness. Is 20 different kinds of no concern of ours. We share the universal tata. Take two. We share the universal tata kata nature. The mind is a sense organ and its objects are sensations. Think of them as streaks on a mirror, and light finally shining when the streaks are gone. Again, the mind and objects, it is your nature that is real. It is an evil age and the dharma is ending. People are not happy and lack self-control. Ignoring the sage, they prefer mistaken views. Mata becomes stronger as their hatred multiplies. Hearing about the Buddha's sudden teaching, they wish they could grind it into rubble. What needlessly arduous path of mind creates the body suffers or injures. No need to claim injustice or shift the blame. If you are hoping to avoid karma's endless fires, do not criticize the Tathagata's true teaching. In a forest of nothing but sandalwood trees, where it is lush and remote lions dwell. In this sylvan wood, a quiet they roam where they will. Other beasts, even birds, keep the distance. If you are hoping to avoid karma's endless fires, do not forsake the Tathagata's true teaching of inhalations, awareness, and exhalations release. Okay, we already chanted this. Lion cubs all trail behind. By the time they are three, they can roar. Foxes who follow the Dharma King. After lifetimes of mischief, they can only yap. Two students share the same teacher. One becomes a great teacher, one does not. For although the teacher can point you to the door, you must walk through it, as Morpheus explained to Neo in the first of the 4 Matrix movies. Let us now practice Mahasandhis, mindfulness and meditation. Welcome to this morning's live stream. The moment you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting, Buddhist meditation, Buddhist philosophy, or how to apply them, simply type your question in great detail in the chat window. For now, it's enough to simply do this. During each inhalation, where evolution has wired us to perceive, silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this. During each exhalation, where evolution has wired us to release, silently and mentally recite the monosyllabic verb ease, which functions as a synonym of relax. Doing so helps the 3-pound supercomputer between our ears to get out of the way of our autonomic nervous system. The sudden teaching is free of sentimentality. As long as doubts remain, arguments follow. The sudden teaching is free of sentimentality's favoritism. As long as doubts remain, arguments follow. This mountain monk is not just banging his drum. He cares who might fall into the nothing all forever trap. This mountain monk is not just banging his drum. He cares who might fall into the nothing or forever tap of relying exclusively on awareness or release. No or not, no, yes or not, yes. To miss by an inch is the same as 1,000 miles. Yes, and a dragon maiden suddenly become a Buddha. No one Sunakshatra fell into hell alive. I learned a lot when I was young. I read sutras and shastras and studied commentaries. The names and terms never seem to end. Like counting sand grains in the sea, it was such a waste of effort. Scolded by the Tathagata, what good is counting others' treasures? I realized all my efforts had been in vain, all the years I had wasted braving dust and wind. Misguided from the start, my understanding wrong. I did not know how the Buddha's sudden teaching worked. Why devotees of lesser past did not see the way. Why unbelievers may be clever but not wise. They are so foolish, so stupid, pointing to the palm to explain what is real, mistaking a finger for the moon, turning objects of the senses into ghost stories. Mistaking a finger for the moon as they take figurative statements for literal, turning objects of the senses into ghost stories as they forsake awareness and cling to release. Come, let us practice great completion stage tantra. Who does not see a thing as a Tathagata, hence the name looking from on high. Those who understand are free of karmic burdens, those who do not still have all debts to pay. A hunger that keeps one from enjoying even a royal meal. A sickness not even a great physician can. A sickness even a great physician cannot cure. To meditate despite desire is the power of prajna, and why our lotus is not burned in the fire. Yongshi committed crimes and then realized nothing is born. He became a Buddha and is still one today. When the lion roars its fearless teaching, it pities confused obstinate fools. Only those who see offenses that prevent Buddhahood. Let's try this again. When the lion roars its fearless teachings, it pities confused obstinate fools who only see offenses that prevent Buddhahood. Belong to the secret the Tathagata revealed. When the lion roars its fearless teaching, it pities confused obstinate fools who only see offenses at perfect Buddhahood. Blind to the secret the Tathagata revealed of the efficacy of awareness and release. 2 monks were guilty of crime, so judged Upali with his firefly light. Laymen Vimalakurti dismissed their doubts as the sun melts the snow. Oopsie. Inconceivable is the power of liberation. It uses as countless as the Ganges sands. Who would not give every possible offering, such as 10,000 ounces of gold? But even one's flesh and blood would fall short. The unsurpassed king of all dharmas realized why more Buddhas than Ganges has grains of sand. This wish of healing jewel I have revealed. May all who accept it do the same. Let us slice through the duality of dread and desire. Look around, there is not a thing. There are no people, there are no Buddhas. All the worlds in the universe are like bubbles in the sea. All the sages unworthy are as fleeting as mere lightning. Even if an iron wheel rolled across my skull, meditation wisdom's light could still shine. Though the sun turned cold and the moon turned warm, not even an army of demons can destroy the truth. When an elephant pulls her cart up a mountain, has anyone seen a mantis block its way? Elephants do not follow rabbit trails. Enlightenment is not confined by minor rules. Do not vilify the sky when you are looking at it through a reed. If you still do not understand, this is for you. So we come to this morning's final meditation. Let's make it count. This is Trek Show's Slice Through the Duality of Dread and Desire. The Buddha's Eightfold, 50% of the Buddha's Eightfold Path pertains to love and kindness. 70% of that, 75% of that pertains to the third, fourth, and fifth folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. of which now we shall chant the only rules we need. May all beings practice of kind communication, conduct, and calmness flow spontaneous and uncontrived, which of course is the byproduct of a very healthy practice of mindfulness and meditation. Let us seal this morning's practice with a bit of the old four measurables, right, which present to us right view and right intentions, first and second folds of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. May everyone be free from misery, may everyone be happy, may no one be separated from the happiness, may everyone have balance from the tyranny of hating, craving, and clinging, freed. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. In approximately 9.5 hours, I would very much like to return to lead today's evening meditation class and group practice. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.